أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today's lesson will be going through a very famous passage that we recite every day, multiple times a day, and that is the Salawat. The Salawat, as we know it when we recite it together, it's a very beautiful dhikr that we do, and especially when we all recite it together. But what happens is that sometimes, because we've learned it when we're very young and we don't go through it by reading it, we almost recite it off head. So we don't know exactly what we're reciting in terms of the makharij and the tajweed rules. So today what I want to do is highlight the common mistakes that we do when we're reciting the salawat, and then see how we can apply the rules that we've already learned in the past, and then ultimately we can come up with the perfect recitation of the salawat, regardless of wherever we're reciting, being it on salah or in dua or just on a regular basis. So before we carry on, this is a clip of how we recite it at mosque. Now, I'm just going to break it down into a few bits, just so that then we can identify exactly what we're doing wrong, and then we can piece them all together. So the first thing is Allahumma. So as you can see, firstly you have the rule of Lam of Allah. So now, remember, with the rule of Lam of Allah, we said if there's a fatha before it, you pronounce the Lam of Allah with a full mouth. So it will be Allah. It won't be Allah. So you pronounce with a full mouth, Allah. The second thing that we need to remember is, remember the rule of long vowels? Long vowels, we just pull it 2 counts, not more or not less. So when we recite it together, we often tend to prolong it much longer. So it will be Allah. So just try and pull it for 2 counts. Allah. Allah. Yeah? Then the next thing that we need to bear in mind is the ha. Remember, the ha is the normal English H, so you don't need to put any emphasis on it. It comes from the bottom part of the throat. Allahumma. It won't be Allahumma. You do not stress on it. Allahumma. And the last thing for the first letter, for the first word, is the meme. Notice the meme has a shadda on it. So you have to stress on it. Allahumma. Typically, as we heard, we recite it as Allahumma. Allahumma. We're not putting a shadda on it. We're overstretching the long vowel. Sometimes we're not pronouncing the Lam of Allah with the full mouth. So remember, it is Allahumma. Allahumma. Then the next thing we go to is the next word, Salli. Now remember, we said we differentiated the Sad with the Sin. We said that the Sad, because it's written with a rounded figure, we pronounce with a round mouth. Salli. It won't be Salli. It won't be Sa, or it won't be Swa. It's Salli. Sad. With an elevation, round mouth. And then the next thing is the Lam has a Shadda with a Kasra. And remember, we said with the Kasra, it's a sharp downward movement. Downward pronunciation. Salli. It's not Salle. Salli. Okay? And then the next word is ala. So we have here ayn. Remember, we differentiated between ayn and alif. It won't be ala, not alif, ayn. We put a bit more emphasis in the middle of the throat. Ala. And then we have the lam with a long vowel. 2 counts. Ala. Okay? And then the final phrase is Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Now, we have the meme, then we have the ha. This ha is the one we put emphasis on, from the middle part of the throat. You capture the air, ha, Muhammad. It won't be Muhammad. You put a bit more emphasis. A good way to remember is that Muhammad, our dear Prophet, we really want to emphasize the love that we have for him. So we say Muhammad. Okay? Ha. The next letter is Mim Shadda. Muhammad. You put a bit of emphasis on it. And then you have the Dal. Now the previous lesson we discussed idgham, and we said that if there's a tanween followed by a wow, you have to merge it. So if you're carrying on, it would be Muhammadin wa ali. 2 counts. Muhammadin wa ali. Yeah? But if you're stopping, it would be Muhammad. Then you can say wa ali Muhammad. But if you're carrying on, remember 2 counts, merge the tanween with the waw. Muhammadin wa ali. Wa ali Muhammad. Again. Okay? So there we have it. So I've broken it down into small chunks just so that we can identify how we can recite it. So I'm going to recite it again, and I want you to follow and repeat after me. Okay? Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. I'll recite it again. Just repeat after me. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. One more time, just to get the practice of it. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, we can all practice this so that next time when we're at mosque and we're reciting together, or we're at home, or whenever we're reciting, we all recite it together properly. And this is how it could potentially sound at mosque.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
Or, alternatively, if we want to add a bit more oomph to our salawat and a bit of a tune to our salawat so that we can enjoy it even more, we get that lutf of reciting the salawat, it could potentially sound like this.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
I hope this helped. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But inshallah, with this, we can perfect our salawat and better it and recite it with a bit more feeling and a bit more correctly. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.